Hi, everyone. I'm retired meteorologist Pat Prokop. Today is Wednesday, November 27th, 2024. That is the day before Thanksgiving. Anyway, during this time of the year, late November, we should be chilling down quite a bit, but we're still in the 70s here in southeastern Georgia, northeastern Florida, and southeastern South Carolina. And it looks like another warm day shaping up for Thanksgiving Day. But then things are going to start changing. As we go into a new month on Sunday, we're going to see new temperatures where they should be or a little bit below where they should be. Normal high for this time of the year in our area is in the low to middle 60s near the coast, lower 60s inland, and the overnight lows are in the lower 40s to the middle 40s, depending on the location, of course. Middle 40s toward the coast, lower 40s over the inland counties, mainly west of Interstate 95. But things are going to be dropping to the below normal range over the next several days, particularly over the weekend going into next week. As a matter of fact, it looks like our first freeze of the season, our first hard freeze of the season for a widespread portion of the area is coming up. So with that being said, let's talk about that. First of all, let's go to the satellite imagery. And this is the new weather satellite from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. This is NOAA 19, and they're still in the testing and setup phase of the satellite, but there it is, and it's showing, fair to partly cloudy weather conditions around our area here, but this portion of the middle part of the country, we are seeing developing rain and snow system. Right now, it's mostly just a cold rain. Possible thunderstorms could develop south of that in the lower Mississippi River Valley overnight and into tomorrow, extending eastward in toward our area. Let's take a look at the conditions across the nation. There's the precipitation associated with that system in the middle portion of the country, in and around Missouri, over into central Illinois, Indiana, stretching into southwest Ohio. That's eventually going to be affecting or transporting itself eastward and northeastward, and then merging with some cold air coming down from the north. Now, looking at the advisories across the country, for this pre-Thanksgiving and then Thanksgiving Day for tomorrow, particularly up in the Northeast, it's not going to be the greatest day in the world, where snow warnings are in effect, heavy snow warnings in effect for Maine all the way down into New Hampshire and Vermont and into portions of upstate New York. And then over in the western portion of New York, in and around the Great Lakes, they have a heavy snow warning in effect for over the weekend for lake effect snow, and they're talking 1 to 2 feet of snow, or even maybe more snow in those areas around Syracuse and Buffalo and Erie, Pennsylvania, in that area. Then snow in the portions of central and eastern New York, and then a cold rain to fall in New York City for the Macy's annual Thanksgiving Day Parade. All right, let's take a look at the forecast models. And this is the global forecast system, the United States model. And it shows that area of low pressure developing over here in the middle portion of the country. And for us, high pressure has been dominant over the last several days, but things are going to be changing as the high moves out and the low gathers strength and moves off to the northeast. And looking at the forecast there, you can see the system taking on strength and definition. And then by sunrise tomorrow morning should be in the Washington, D.C. area, the core of the low itself, but a band of precipitation, particularly north of the low itself and northwest, with a band of snow to moderate to heavy snow to be associated with that over in Ohio into Pennsylvania and New York State and moving in toward Vermont. And then as it continues to move eastward, it looks like a cold, heavy to moderate rain across the New York City area for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Then we're going to see some scattered showers, possibility even of some thunderstorms developing across the portions of the southeast, including southeastern Georgia, southeastern South Carolina, northeastern Florida, and continuing over time. There we go into Friday overnight, or Thursday overnight into Friday morning, and this is daybreak Friday, and it looks like most of the precipitation has moved offshore. We may see a few lingering showers across extreme southeast Georgia, but all in all, fair weather and more chilly weather conditions moving on in. As a matter of fact, temperatures will be dropping. This blue line here, this is the the difference between if it's precipitation, usually it's snow above that. If it's below that, it's rain. It's in the red area for precipitation. Also indicates kind of like where the freezing weather will prevail. And you can see it's getting colder in our area as we go into time. You can see that blue line dipping a little bit further south into right in almost to the Savannah area, and then it begins to retreat as high pressure builds back into the area with another system coming in. And now we're going into the middle of the next week. This is Thursday, a week from Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving, we're seeing more milder weather conditions moving on in. So we are seeing some cold air on the way. Let's take a look at the national forecast picture for the cold air. Look at this cold air. This is for Saturday morning, and you got a band of sub-zero temperatures across the north into North Dakota, portions of South Dakota, and western portion of Minnesota. And for us, we're chilling down. By Saturday morning, we'll be down into the 40s, maybe some upper 30s. And then as we go into Sunday morning, the cold air pushes a little bit further southeast. Not really cold yet. I mean, chilly, yeah, but not freezing. We're getting close to freezing, though, and that sub-zero temperature is off to the north. Stays up into North Dakota and that area of northeast part of South Dakota. And as we go into Monday morning, now we're getting chillier here in the southeast. The cold air up to the north is still cold, but moderating a little bit. And then by Tuesday, we're down into the below freezing area here in southeastern Georgia, southern South Carolina, even portions of north part of Florida. All right, let's take a look at a closer view of that. And here we have the situation for, again, this is Saturday morning. We're seeing in the Atlanta metropolitan area temperatures in the upper 20s, maybe even middle 20s up in northwestern Georgia. In the central Savannah River area, near the freezing mark, Augusta at 33 degrees. And then as we go into Sunday morning, it gets chillier and colder, and we still see in the Savannah area, basically everywhere east of Interstate 95 in our region, we're seeing temperatures remaining above freezing, but getting very cold out in that area. But Statesboro, yeah, you're below freezing on Monday morning, actually Sunday night, Monday morning. Temperatures will be in the upper 20s there. What about Tuesday morning? Let's take a look at that. And yeah, even the freezing temperatures just about everywhere west of the Intracoastal Waterway, we'll see sub-freezing temperatures in the middle 20s in the Statesboro area and Swainsboro, over into Jenkins County, Effingham County, Jenkins County. We're going to see temperatures in the middle 20s by daybreak on Tuesday. Then things are going to start warming up after that. Well, what does that mean for my garden? You know, I told you a few times ago I was planting a winter garden, and it's been producing. And I planted these cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cabbages back in very late September, early October. And the cauliflower didn't like the heat wave we had with those temperatures in the mid to upper 80s at times in the middle portions of December and even early November, and that burned some of the leaves. But look at the broccoli. The broccoli's been doing great. I already harvested one head of broccoli, or a bunch of broccoli, and I got several more. We're going to have one of these for Thanksgiving dinner. So the broccoli's doing very, very well. And then going over here on the potato patch, I'm even trying potatoes. I haven't been a raised bed. Now, the deal here is I can cover the potatoes in the event of a soft freeze, and that's what I'm expecting. And then after the cold air moves out, I can take the covers off, and I should have several more days, if not a couple more weeks of some good growing weather. I'm going to try to see if I can get some winter potatoes this year. Also, the cabbage is doing fine. I'm also trying some tomatoes, but I got them in pots, and I can move those in the garage if I need to. But for this weather event coming in over this weekend, early next week, all I have to do is cover them up, and they should be fine. Also got some carrots growing, but they love the cool weather, so I'm not even concerned about them whatsoever. But after this cold wave passes through, it looks like we're going to see mild air returning back to the region. And looking at my forecast for the immediate time frame, we're seeing mostly cloudy weather conditions tomorrow. 40% chance, maybe a 50% chance for some showers and thunderstorms. And then Friday clearing off later in the day. Sunny over the weekend, but getting cold with temperatures dropping down into the lower 30s to upper 20s across our area. But looking at the extended outlook, Yeah, next week we're going to be below the normal high, middle 60s, normal low in the low to middle 40s. But then by week 3, which is December 12th through the 18th, we're back above normal, slightly above normal, and then a strong chance of above normal weather conditions on the week going into Christmas. We're talking temperatures perhaps in the possibly in the 70s on Christmas, and then going into week 5 at the end of the year, for the end of December, going into January 1st, again above normal, and then for January, the beginning of January, above normal weather conditions temperature-wise across our region. Normal high now is about the coldest time of the year. Normal highs in the low 60s, normal lows in the upper 30s and lower 40s. So with that being said, I'd like to thank all my people who have been supporting this channel. Thank you very much. I got more weather information coming up. I've been doing a lot of information on my astronomy channel as well. And again, thank you for all that. So I hope you all have a very, very happy Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much, but it's okay to eat a little bit too much on tomorrow anyway. Then the diets start on Friday, on Black Friday. So have a great Thanksgiving weekend, and I'll catch you later right here on Pat's Weather and Nature page. Bye.